I'm Beverly, and I'm on the witness stand.
Okay, let's do an update on the Ali versus Washington, and we are definitely in verdict watch. The jury has come back with two questions. The first question had to do with the definition of legal authority. Um, the definition of legal authority, and this, I can't remember what instruction or charge this had to do with. I think it had to do with, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Who threw the first punch? Was it Isaiah or was it Eson? Eson, if he had thrown the first punch, then, they're saying that Isaiah had legal authority to go ahead and hit him. But if Isaiah hit him first, then it could have everything to do with Eson would have, in effect, been able to legally protect himself. But the problem is that Eson was choking Fatima at the time. And so Isaiah, now this is Bev's 13th juror opinion. All of these are. But Isaiah saw Fatima being choked, and then he stepped in. That is legal authority. That's like a good Samaritan thing. That I don't know if the jury's gonna see that as that way, or if it's just me thinking that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Anyway, the second question had to do with let me go back to the first question. Legal authority. It means pretty much, and I've got notes here, that's what I'm referring to. It means that they're doing something they had no legal right or official permission to do, which could make their decisions or make their actions unlawful, which is what I said. More of a legal definition, but that's in effect. I still believe that Isaiah had the legal authority to hit and pounce on Eson, Eson, because he was watching a crime take place, and so he stepped in. Okay. Second question, as it applies to Zara and the instruction number 46, is the violation of the protective order for Isaiah Williams or for the building. The protection order was for Isaiah. Who was in the building? Who was on the property of the school? Zara was told to stay away. The protective order had to do with staying away from Isaiah, but she also had a no trespassing order, which means that it was explained extensively. She could not go in the building. She could not go on the property, and they very extensively laid out what is considered the property. And she stated she understood. She had her daughter with her who did interpret for her. I'm pretty sure her daughter was there. However, they offered her the order written in the language that she understood. So I think that she knew she was not supposed to be on that property, and she entered the building. When you enter a building with an intent to commit a crime, she entered the building wanting to go after her daughter and to go after Isaiah. So going after Isaiah is a violation of the protective order, which she knew that. She was very well aware of that. So that's intent to commit a crime. Plus, she went into the building violating that trespass order, and she knew she was violating the trespass order. So that follows intent to commit a crime. There's also a burglary charge against entering the building. Now, a lot of people think burglary has to do with going into a building and stealing something or whatever, but it is not. The legal definition is going into a building with the intent, or a dwelling of any kind where you are not supposed to be, and that you are going to commit a crime. You have the intent. So based on what I said before, I believe that she had the intent of violating the protective order and also violating the trespass order. So I do believe. I'm curious what you think. Great discussion again in the comment section. I am curious to see, what do you think? Did she violate that? Did she violate that protective order? Did she violate the trespass order? And did she commit burglary by going into that building when she knew she was not supposed to? I believe that based on what I told you, that she should be found guilty of both of those, burglary and violating that protective order. And the protective order had to do with Isaiah, but trespass order was the Timberline property. So that's my thinking. That's the question. We are now at a little bit over 17 hours, under 18 hours of deliberation. And I have to tell you, I'm shocked. I thought this would be a quick one, but that tells you that they are going through each charge and they are really paying attention. So I'm glad of that. But what we kind of worry about is, are they going to go in and split the baby? Meaning they can't quite get the first one, but she and he is guilty of something, but they don't want to maybe give the highest charge, but they don't want to necessarily give the lowest charge, so they go kind of in the middle. That is against the law. It is not following instructions. It is not following law, but what they're doing is they're following their feelings, their what they would like to do. It is not following the law as it has been instructed to them. I'm not saying that's what they're doing. What I think they're doing is giving a lot of thought to each charge. And I still believe that they are pretty much decisive on Isan, but I believe this lengthy discussion has to do with Zara, which in my opinion, I believe she's pretty much guilty of everything that she's been charged with the exception of second-degree attempted murder. I just can't see it. I know there's an argument to be made for both sides, but I can't see it. I believe, what was that charge? Let me look. Hold on. I just cannot remember the charge, the lesser charge that was. Let me see. What were the charges against Zara? There was one charge that was a significant. Okay, so she was charged with second-degree attempted murder, which is what I told you. I just don't believe they have proved. But I could be wrong, because I thought they proved everything regarding Rico on Diddy. So what do I know? I think I know the right thing, but and then she was charged with second-degree attempted kidnapping and then first-degree attempted kidnapping. I believe she's got that. And if I was going to do anything, I would believe first degree. But if you do first degree, then you automatically have second degree. And then she was charged with second degree domestic violence assault. That is the one that I think they may come back with as maybe split the baby, or if they can't get with the second degree attempted murder, I think you can definitely make a case for that, and I believe that the prosecution did. But I will tell you that can carry a term of up to life as punishment. So that could be maybe even more than the second degree. I would be happy with that one, because I don't want to say happy because it's a bad thing that was done. But what I do believe is that it was true. I believe that she should be charged with that. So, and then you have a violation of a domestic violence protection order, which is entering the school campus after being barred. Check. She did do that. And then second degree burglary related to unlawfully entering the school property of the building. Check. So the only thing that I can't get with is for Zara is the second degree attempted murder. But again, if she's found guilty of the others, which I believe, now you may not be able to go with attempted kidnapping, but the fact that she grabbed hold of Zara and multiple reports that she grabbed her around her neck, and was attempting to keep her with her, I believe you could say kidnapping, because Fatima wanted to get away from her. I believe you could get that. But let's say you drop that. I don't see how you can get past violation of a domestic violence protection order. That's hands down. That's hands down. But second degree burglary, hands down on that one too. So my thoughts are possibly getting away with kidnapping, probably getting away for the second degree attempted murder, but no way can they get her violating a domestic violence protection order or second degree burglary. Curious what you think. The father, I believe he's guilty of every single thing he was charged with. And he was charged with what? I just can't remember these. Son charged with. He got charged with second degree attempted murder, second degree attempted kidnapping, first degree attempted kidnapping, second degree domestic violence assault, which all of that is the same as Zara. But this next one was not Zara. She was not charged. Fourth degree assault for allegedly punching the 16-year-old boyfriend of Fatima. Guilty. You can't say he didn't do any of this. I believe they're going to get him for all of it. And I believe that fourth degree assault is where the legal authority is going to come in. Did he throw the first punch? Well, if you look at that video, you're going to see that Isaiah had every right to go after him. So I think Isan is done for. And again, if he gets the domestic violence assault, he could go up to life. I don't have a clue what this judge will give him for you know what I hope? I hope that when they're adjudicated, well, that's more for, that word is used more for juveniles, but when the verdict is in and he is found guilty, I hope they do a sentencing right there. But if they do, it is usually given after a victim impact statement. So will everybody be there? So that would be Isaiah, Fatima. I don't know that anybody else would. I mean, they can if they want to, but I don't think anybody else would really apply. And so they could give them time to get to the courthouse. I don't know if the father of Isaiah, I would bet money that he could give a victim impact statement, and he probably will. So I think it would be easy to get them in there quick, which means that they could easily do the sentencing right there. Let's hope for it. Let's hope that they get in there quick and give. I mean, Lord have mercy. I want a quick verdict, but what I want and what we're going to get is not necessarily the same thing. So again, we are under 18 hours, but we we are still in verdict watch. I will update you with my shorts, and please check. I would love for you to like and subscribe. That's how we keep going. That's how we keep the conversation going. I give my commentary, my thoughts about it, but I love seeing yours. And I try to respond to every single thing. And everybody can go in and see the comments. So please do keep us posted. Excuse me. I will keep you posted, and follow the shorts. Okay. And until then, you can step off the witness stand.
I'm Beverly, and I'm on the witness stand.